Cheers, baby.
To books.
To books! I'm so excited. Hi, welcome. This is Fiancé. Say hi, Fiancé.
Hello.
Who knows? Maybe this goes live. This might be husband.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's coming up quick.
It's coming up
September
quick.
wedding.
Who knows? Maybe this is live. We might be married. That's the joy of filming in advance, I guess. But this is a brand new series that we are doing. It's called He Read It Because I Said So.
I was forced to do this.
Do you like the name?
That's good. I like it.
So the very first book that we're going to kick off in this series, because ideally it'll be a lot of books, is we're going to dive into my favorite series of all time, which is called Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Essentially the reason that we picked this book for him to start on is his love of IPs.
I grew up a Star Wars fan like any other, 90s kid. Loved Lord of the Rings growing up. So I just always gravitated to those like fantasy storytelling movies and books. I always gravitated towards that. And then one of my favorite shows is Game of Thrones. So I really love the fantasy genre in general. So that's when you very generously recommended me diving into a different IP, Throne of Glass, as it's very similar-esque to those other series, especially Game of Thrones, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we could get into my thoughts on if it was or not. But I thought overall, it definitely fits within that genre. And honestly, if it didn't, I probably wouldn't have finished the book because I'm very much a stickler for nerd stuff.
That is very
Obviously,
valid.
right?
Very valid. In case you guys can see, we have a wonderful nerd shelf behind us filled with our favorite IPs. And we do have a Game of Thrones shelf that's not being able to see here because it's not on camera.
Mm-hmm.
But I promise that it's there. I remember having a conversation with you about, it was Yu-Gi-Oh! We were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh! Good times.
I was pronouncing Wyvern. That was our debate. Because I say Wyvern, because I listen to audiobooks sometimes. You haven't met the Wyvern, but there are Wyvern in the story. And you got
Which
mad.
is a dragon, right? Type, or it comes off as a dragon.
So as a dragon has 4 legs, Wyverns has 2.
So
yes.
Yeah, but it's a type. So Game of Thrones has I think a wyvern as well. Or even the pronunciation, to your point, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's pronounced wyvern. At least some of the cards names were. Whether it's correct or not, I have no idea. But I suppose in the book series, it's pronounced wyvern. I mean, it is easy to solve. We could just ask Google to...
I just base it based on what Elizabeth Evans reads to me in my ear.
Maybe Elizabeth Evans could be wrong, or maybe she'd be right. We got to find out.
We got to find out. Lizzie would never do anything wrong, though. A couple of segments that I do want to bring in as before we dive into the book.
Okay.
For context, he's already read book 1.
Just book 1.
Just book 1.
Mm-hmm.
Based on knowing that there's 8 books in the series.
Yeah, it's scary.
Based on book 1, can you predict the plot of where this narrative's going to go?
It's hard to predict it from a story point of view because I feel like the book 1 does a great job at having a starting point and an ending point.
Yeah.
And there's not necessarily this huge cliffhanger the other movies and series have, at least after book 1. But so it's hard to say from a plot point of view where it's going to go. But I think I could give estimates on maybe where the character development might go based on how the book ended. I think that might be the easier route rather than an overarching plot. It's really hard to discern because I think at this point anything could happen.
You're not wrong there. A little tidbit, I don't know if you knew this, but you probably could pick up from vibes of book 1, is that Sarah J. Maas, she wrote this book when she was 16 years old. That's when she first started this series.
That's
it was
crazy.
Published 10 years later. So she spent 10 years working on this story, as you'll see it develop in 8 books. With that, book 1 was very heavily inspired by the story of Cinderella. Did you pick up on any of those vibes?
I picked up on 0 of that vibe.
Really? Midnight balls.
There's no little rats that talk to her. Is there? Maybe there is rats that talk to her. I don't remember.
No, there's no rats.
There's no magical godmother. There's I don't want to give any spoilers, but there is a deceased mystical force, but there's no godmother. But yeah, no, I didn't pick up on that at all, to be honest.
Interesting. It's hard. It's subtle.
It's very
subtle.
I could see it being subtle. I could see maybe be like very loosely inspired by, but not necessarily correlated. But I could see where it could overlap.
If Cinderella was like an assassin who was...
And that's where it kind of goes off the rails. Yeah.
That's where it is.
Yeah.
Guessing the plot is something that I want to do with you after you finish each book. Just to kind of see where your predictions change. And then also we can revisit your previous theories and kind of see where we were right, where we were wrong, because I personally loved doing that when I was going through the series.
Yeah, what this book from a plot perspective gave me the impression that this book was written to have a beginning, middle, and end. Like there wasn't necessary, and this is just my assumption based on me reading the book. I could be completely wrong, but it came off as she wrote this book to not have a sequel potentially. So she gave it a complete story, which is why it's kind of hard to determine where it could go from here. I'm sure after this, my assumption is that after the success of book one, she then plotted out multiple books and stories afterwards. So it'll be a lot easier to determine where it goes. But there definitely seems to be some potential finality to the series if it didn't do well. Also, it's open-ended from a character perspective.
I love that. Very thorough analysis. Great
That's
job.
why I'm doing this. That's why I get paid the big bucks.
I don't pay him. I'm sorry. This is season 1 of Game of Thrones. If you were to try to predict the ending of Game of Thrones, things that happen in seasons 5, 6, and 7, after finishing season 1, like things just go off the rails and you would never get it correct.
Well, hopefully it has a better ending than Game of Thrones. No, it's too God.
I plead the fifth. At least the author wrote the ending. And at least there is an ending. At George. I'm still waiting. Another segment that I'm excited to introduce, and we'll go into it in our next video, so stay tuned, is going to be a fantasy character draft, where we're going to essentially draft a fantasy team that we are going to go into war with.
So it's going to be like your team versus my team?
Mm-hmm.
How would we determine the winner?
Thinking.
The audience, yeah.
The audience determines. And the kickers, we're going to start out each with only 2 key players, and as we get more characters, you unlock more characters.
As the world grows.
As the world grows, we can increase our teams. I'm thinking up to 5. And the audience, you guys get to decide who teams win. And at the end of each book, we get a swap. Like not swap ourselves, but like we get to swap characters.
Yeah.
We get to add characters and swap characters, make trades.
Okay. It sounds like a podcast idea.
Oh, I hate to break it to you. Bringing in your love of fantasy football. Also, another segment we're going to introduce is going to be a convince me to read it. So you'll have 60 seconds to give a really quick summary and convincing whether or not the audience should read the book.
Or not read the book.
Hot takes are going to be welcome. It might get a little feisty in here, but I'm ready for it.
Okay.
You ready? I don't know why we're handshaking this.
What are we doing?
We will be back with another video looking very similar to how we are dressed right now. And because we're going to record it right after this. Y'all are welcome. We'll be back with the first official episode of I Made Him Read It. He read it because I said so.
You got the title on your own video. That's funny.
Listen, I'm not perfect.
Touché.
As Hannah Montana says, everybody makes mistakes. Be sure to follow along in this adventure because it's going to be a hoot and a half with this one. Usually it's a solo adventure, so we're making this a duet this time. So hit that subscribe button, guys. Like, comment. Let us know, have you read Throne of Glass? Are you going to be joining this adventure with us, reading the books? Does he read the books? Don't worry, you have plenty of time. He's a slow reader.
Very slow.
It'll be an adventure for sure.
I'm excited. It'll be a fun journey.
Too.
A new journey, new adventure. I need adrenaline to get my juices flowing. Okay. Wait, I didn't think we were live right now. I'm confused.
I just sat down.
You're supposed to say lights, camera, action, and then do an intro.
This is going to be the intro. We're going to do lights, camera, action here. I can't start the video right now. I have to start it and walk over.
Okay, well, just give me a second. This is new Pokemon.
Oh my god. Do 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 do.
Okay.
Do do.
I'll let you do it. This is the new.
Hey!
This is the new set that just came out.
Okay. Ooh.
You got nothing. That was terrible.
Don't blame me. Blame the cards. All right. Well, I'm going to do the honors with our beautiful red.
I like red.
I know you do. This red is from Italy.
I feel like I'm talking to the guy in Hunger Games.
Caesar Fligerman? I think that's how Stanley Tucci laughed. That's so weird. It's so off, but
he's so good though.
I
Another
need
great
him to
actor.
come back. And...
So I was confused by what you were saying.
What did I say?
Like when you're with your outro. Redo the outro.
Are you ready to dive in? I'm ready yet. Wait a minute. Okay, well this is the outro. Y'all get ready to dive in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.